In this video, I'm going to share with you a couple of absolutely predictable yet quite absurd narcissistic abuse tactics. By the end of this video, you're going to be far less confused by the narcissist's absurd behavior, and more importantly, you're going to know exactly what to do about it. Now, before I begin this video, I want to quickly announce that the free one-to-one consult with me for the Freedom Class program is open. So be sure to click the link in the description below to sign up for your free call to see if we'd be a good fit for working together. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please make sure to introduce yourself in the comments below. Take a second to say hello, and be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos throughout the week. My name is Tamie M. Joyce. I'm an empowerment life coach and creator of the Freedom Class. I help people take their power back and heal from painful family of origin and romantic relationship patterns so they can finally live their best life with peace, confidence, and freedom. So let's talk about absurd narcissistic abuse tactics. People who land on the spectrum of destructive narcissism tend to have a lot of tactics at the ready to manipulate, control, exploit, and abuse others. For example, verbal abuse, gaslighting, neglect, deliberate sabotage, triangulation, toxic gossip, and the smear campaign, discarding altogether, or randomly ghosting you, as well as sometimes, sadly, even physical violence. They also tend to be incredibly deceptive, insanely deceptive, to be frank, meaning they'll lie by omission, use truth out of context, put whatever spin on the story serves their particular agenda, leaving huge chunks of the truth out of the equation. And they'll also punish you through social exclusion. Just in case you were confused as to how unworthy or what an afterthought you are, they'll make sure to deliberately exclude you from a family function or a social gathering where you would ordinarily expect to be included. Again, just in case you didn't get or you didn't know just how unworthy, inferior, and what an afterthought you actually are. Now, with all of that said, there are a couple of abuse tactics that narcissists will use quite predictably and on the regular that are, in my opinion, particularly absurd. The first being stonewalling. Stonewalling is fundamentally passive-aggressive emotional abuse by virtue of withholding behavior. They withhold respectful attention, communication, and conversation via ignoring or the silent treatment, in addition to withholding validation, approval, kindness, and again, respectful attention. Now, narcissists feel completely entitled to stonewall anyone who might disagree with them, be on to them, or who, in their opinion, is beneath them, inferior to them. And they'll often communicate their unwarranted and unprovoked contempt and disdain, as well as their false sense of superiority through this malicious, vindictive, destructive, harmful, and hurtful behavior. Now, the other absurd tactic, in my opinion, is projection. Projection is a subconscious survival strategy whereby the individual will project their subconscious shadow, all the things that they cannot accept or own about themselves, their own behavior, their own past, their own present, what they're thinking, feeling, doing, and being, all the things that they can't actually acknowledge or own or accept about themselves that gets pushed into their subconscious shadow will be projected onto their nearest favorite target. Now, just because this is a subconscious survival strategy and pattern does not mean it's not abusive. When someone is puking their unresolved shadow self all over another, conscious or subconscious, regardless, make no mistake, this is abusive behavior. So when you're dealing with someone who is accusing you of thinking, feeling, or behaving in a way that you know is completely off the mark, nowhere near who you are or how you're showing up in the relationship or in the world, right? All this stuff is coming at you and you're like, where is this even coming from? Because it's so off kilter. It's so misaligned with who you actually are. Make no mistake, they are projecting onto you what it is that they are unable to acknowledge, own, see, accept about themselves. The key thing when an individual is projecting onto you is to recognize that this is their subconscious shadow that they are tangoing with, and not take it personally, which I understand at times can be a whole lot easier said than done, especially if we are in a very wounded, vulnerable, and fragile place. But it's not because someone says a thing that it's true. It's not because someone accuses you of doing, being, or thinking a thing that it's true. So the reality is we all project to some degree, but when we're in the realm of people who land on the spectrum of destructive narcissism, what they are projecting tends to be a whole lot more vile and diabolical. What they carry in their disowned shadow, subconscious, is mountains of shame and toxic ways of thinking and behaving. So although we all project to some degree, again, when we're in the realm of people who have a destructive narcissist pattern, a narcissistic personality pattern, maybe even full-blown disorder, what they are projecting is going to be a whole lot more hurtful, harmful, and destructive. So it's up to us to know who we are, to do our own personal healing and recovery work so we're not so wounded, vulnerable, and fragile, so that we're very clear about who we are and who we aren't, what we did and what we didn't, what we said and what we didn't say. Absolute crystal clarity, standing in my personal power, in the sovereignty of my true self, my empowered being, so that when that nonsense is coming at us, it's got nowhere to land. And with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. My friends, I hope you got some value out of this today. If you liked what you heard, remember to give me a like, drop a comment, let me know what your biggest takeaway was. Once again, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I post new videos throughout the week. And as I mentioned at the top of the video, we do have some spots available in the calendar this week for the free one-to-one consult with me for my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class. So if that's of interest to you, be sure to check out the link in the description below where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with me. And as always, I will leave you with this. Know your value, and unlock your freedom. Much love. Bye for now.